I'm going to show you today how making millions of dollars is not as hard as you once thought. I talk about in my national bestseller, The Roadmap to Financial Freedom, A Millionaire's Guide to Building Automated Wealth. You can literally find this anywhere: Amazon, Walmart, Target, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. It is literally everywhere, and it's a #1 national bestseller for good reason, because this is the fundamental way to building wealth. And the reason people get rich is because they follow exactly what I do, because I've actually done it. And the average millionaire out there today is 58 years old. You think you want to listen to the average 58-year-old millionaire, or the individual that built $1 million net worth by the age of 30? I'll let you decide. But with that being said, if you want to speed this journey up and you want to lock in a financial plan once and for all and actually do it the right way, go in the show notes below and book a call with my team for Budgetdog Academy, which is my lifelong program that will guarantee all of the goals that you want to hit are hit. And that is a guarantee. Don't be silly. Spend the money, invest in yourself, and upgrade to Budgetdog Academy today. With that being said, today we're going to talk about specifically how to make the first million, but also how quick that second million comes, because compound interest is a beautiful thing. There was a very famous guy named Albert Einstein that you might know of. You might have heard of this guy. He's kind of a big deal. This quote that he left stuck with me forever. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. You are paying it right now. If you are not locked in with your financial plan, you might not even know you're paying it. But I need you to start earning it. I need you to start getting wealthy. I need you to start following my principles so that you actually start to build wealth and change your life. And you need to start having non-negotiables in your life so that you actually change. If you do nothing besides watch this video, your life's going to stay the same. So go in the show notes below, book a call with my team, and upgrade to the academy today to actually lock this in once and for all and stop staying the same. So today I'm going to give you guys 3 examples. These 3 examples are everyday people that are in a situation that they want to hit millionaire status, but then also understand what it takes to hit 2 million. So I personally have not only surpassed 1 million, but I've surpassed 2 million, 3 million, and 4 million, and I'm on my way to 5 million at the age of 33. This game is simple once you understand it. And again, he who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Let's be the smart individual that understands it. So our first individual is 30 years old. They have $32,000 in investments as of now. They make a $750 monthly contribution. They have an average annual expected return of 9%. So the first million would take them 23 years, which may sound like a lot for a lot of people, but if you're 30 years old and you hit millionaire status by 53, you are beating the average millionaire, which is 58 years old. Not to mention, if you're even in the average conversation of millionaire, that means you're in the top 7% of Americans. So being average or even beating the average here means that you're well above the curve. And in today's world, there is literally no reason that you can't build this wealth. So any limiting beliefs that you're making up as we speak today, you need to stop, because that is how you're going to stay in the same spot and never become wealthy. And I don't want you to do that. So I want you to go in the show notes below and actually start your journey today. And by the way, I do have a free resource down below so that you can calculate this for yourself. So the cool thing is that we understand the specific roadmap that it would take this individual to hit $1 million net worth. And that's obviously not including anything else outside of just investments here. However, what about going from 1 million to 2 million in this situation? You'd be appalled at how fast this is. So instead of 23 years times 2, which would be 46 years, this second million comes within 7 years for a grand total of 30 years, which is phenomenal, because over and above the 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, it only gets faster and faster and faster. The hardest part is starting. So if you start today, you get through the hardest part, the rest of it gets easier and easier and easier because of what's called compound interest. So let's use another example. Let's say you're 40 years old. You're a little further down the journey. You're a little older than me. You're on the opposite side of 30, which is still pretty young in theory. So let's say this 40-year-old has a $175,000 investment. They're making a monthly contribution of $1,500 a month. They have the same average expected annual return over this period. How long do you think it's going to take them to become millionaires? It would only take them 12 years. So if you start at 40, you would actually beat the 30-year-old in the same example by 1 year. So you'd be 52 years old with your first $1 million, which sounds awesome. But guess what? The second million only takes an additional 7 years. So all in all, you have a net worth of $2 million within 19 years. And again, the first million in the first example took 23 years. And then the second million took 7 years. Whereas the second example, the first million took 12 years and the last million took 7 years. But let's do one more example. So let's say you're 50 and you think it's too late because you're making up excuses in your head like all my people typically do at first. And then they realize they went to the show notes below and they booked a call and they realized how easy this is. And guess what? You don't have much time left, so you better start today. So you're 50 years old and you're trying to figure this stuff out, and you have $450,000 in current investments, and your monthly contribution is $2,000. And of course, you get a 9% expected annual return because you're smart and you follow me and you apply the same investing principles we talk about all the time. That individual is going to become a millionaire within only 6 years. Here's why, is because they have money saved up and compound interest is doing its job, whether or not they're actually investing the $2,000. So it's only going to take 6 years in this example to become a millionaire. So that means you're still beating the average millionaire out there at 58 years old. So you'd be 56 if you started at 50 and it took you 6 years. But the cool thing is, even with this condensed timeline, the second million only takes you about 5.5 years. So a little less than the first round of million, but also even with a condensed timeline, compound interest is still working in your favor. It would only take 11.5 years to hit $2 million. And I don't know how this could get any easier, especially if you're in a Budgetdog Academy and you're speeding this journey up at a rapid rate because you're doing everything you need to do from a financial perspective and you have no limiting beliefs like a lot of you guys have right now. And I'm going to call you out because you do as you're listening to this video and you're thinking, there's no way, this is too good to be true. Well, guess what? Keep thinking that while I keep stacking millions, and also all my students keep stacking millions. And let's see what you feel like in 5 to 10 years when you don't take the action that you know you should today. And obviously I'm kidding about that, but kind of serious because I see a lot of comments on my post. I wonder, why are people broke? Because the comments they leave on my post are just all limiting beliefs. So sure, I know you live in California and New York and cost of living is so expensive and you just can't afford this. I understand that, but you can continue to think that way, or you can change your mindset and upgrade to Budgetdog Academy today. I will let you decide. However, what I do know is that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. And if you start to apply it, you're going to get crazy results. So I hope you do. And I hope this leaves you inspired to take the next steps. And again, in the show notes below, guys, I have a free resource for you to do your own calculations. So it shows what your initial investment is, what your monthly contribution is, what your expected average annual return is, and it also how long will it take to hit the first million, second million, third million, etc. You can do the calculations right now. With that being said, I will see you next Monday.